Looks like there's rain up ahead, like there's a crack in the heavens. Feels like my day could be turning, like I can tell that my luck's gonna change. If you could see me now, I'd probably let you down, but that's enough for me. You got me begging, baby. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Looks like the tables have turned, like there's a change in the weather. Feels like my time is returning, like I'm about to get out of this cage. If you could see me now, I'd probably let you down, but that's enough for me. You got me begging, baby. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. 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 Looks like I'm Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. 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 Looks like I'm on my knees.
Shadows fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I've closed my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you black, black sky. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the light, let it black out, hit the light, let it black out, oh. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black. Baby, you should come with me. Me and you and me. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out, black out. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything.
Alright, what's up? Hope you're having a good evening tonight, everyone. Sorry for being a little late tonight. Alright, so let's look at the total crypto market cap and get the night started off. Alright, so for the total crypto market cap, we still have bearish momentum getting weaker on the weekly. I'm actually liking the looks of the stochastic right now. It's starting to coil up right under that 20 zone, which is what we want to see. The RSI is still more around the bearish control zone. And the candles are making an attempt at bearish engulfing, but so far just consolidating. Okay. Daily bearish momentum is beginning to grow. Stochastic is currently crossed bearish. Attempting to bearishly engulf on the daily candle, but still just consolidating for now. And the RSI is more around the bearish control zone currently. Four-hour, significant bearish momentum getting weaker. Let's see. We have a tiny bit of bullish divergence right here. So you can see the candles are trending from a low to a lower low, but the RSI goes from a low to a higher low. So 4-hour bullish divergence and bearish momentum's getting weaker. So that's looking at least alright for now. 1-hour bearish momentum getting weaker as well. Bullish cross on the stochastic. 1-hour bullish divergence as well. And we're attempting to bullishly engulf on the 1-hour. So it looks like we're at least making an attempt at holding these levels. But we did drop below the right shoulder here, which is not really what I wanted to see here. As soon as we seen the inverse head and shoulders pattern, it ran up, attempted to break the Fibonacci level, and then it just sold off from there. So with the bullish divergence going on for now, it's probably just going to consolidate for a little bit while the market really decides what it wants to do and which direction to go. Not looking horrible yet. We could potentially get a bullish cross on the weekly, which that would be very nice. But we're going to have to wait for a little more information to develop in the coming days. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and see how that's holding up today. Weekly bearish momentum is getting weaker. Stochastic is coiled up right around the 20 zone. More around the bearish control zone for the RSI, and very slight bearish engulfing going on, which doesn't really look great whenever you consider that it's just pressed up against that fib level and attempting to bounce down. Daily bearish momentum is building. Bearish cross on the stochastic for now. Very slight bearish engulfing on the candles. 4 hour bearish momentum's gotten quite weaker, and we have an attempt at bullish momentum building here. We do also have a little bit of bullish divergence on Bitcoin. So you can see on the candles we go from a low to a lower low, but the RSI goes from a low to a higher low. That with a little bit of bullish momentum here and the consolidation going on. Same thing as total crypto market cap. Could be looking better, but it's looking like it's at least attempting to hold here for now. One hour, a little tiny bit of bullish momentum building here. Bullish divergence on the RSI and the candles. Stochastics cross bullish, and bullish engulfing on the candles. So we're going to have to wait for more information to develop on both Bitcoin and total crypto market cap, as there's just a lot of consolidation going on while the market really decides what it wants to do. So not really for sure signs of which direction it's looking to go at this point. Was looking nice with the inverse head and shoulders and the bullish divergence we've seen, but it just ran up and we didn't even retouch the fib levels here, and then it just started to come back down. And that also gave us a lower high, so that's not really looking that great either. It's looking like both Bitcoin and total crypto market cap are looking slightly more bearish for now, but we're going to have to wait for more information to develop before we could really say which direction it's looking more likely to go. Alright, so let's see how XRP's holding up today. Yeah, XRP's just still bouncing around in that pennant that we have going on. Bearish momentum getting weaker on the weekly. Stochastic is slightly bullish but coiling up. More around the bearish control zone on the RSI. And very slight bearish engulfing on the candles. Daily bearish momentum's building. Stochastic is coiling up like it's attempting to decide which direction to go. Neutral on the RSI, but starting to enter the bearish control zone, and very slight bearish engulfing. So yeah, looking a bit more bearish than bullish here. Bearish momentum's building on the 4 hour. Stochastics cross bearish. RSI is more around the bearish control zone, but just showing consolidation going on the candles here for the 4 hour. Um, 1 hour bullish divergence on XRP. Bearish momentum getting weaker. Stochastic is bullish but coiling up right now. And just showing a lot of consolidation here on the candles as well. So for XRP, even if this does end up pulling back, ideally it will just retouch this support level here for the pennant that we're in, and could just bounce off that level. But if we see a clear break from the support line, that's whenever it'll start to look rougher for XRP. Yeah, this is a very nice pennant that it's currently just ranging in right now, though. If it does end up breaking bullish out of this, it's possible we may see some price action like we seen back in 2017, where XRP got its initial run up, consolidated for a while, and then it just exploded from around 20 cents to $3.30. So if we see even similar, like remotely similar, slight price action to what we've seen during that previous cycle, XRP does have a lot of upside potential if it starts to rally. Alright, Ethereum. Bearish momentum's getting weaker on the weekly. Stochastic is currently crossed bearish. Bearish control zone on the RSI. And attempting to bearishly engulf under the fib level right here. So, weekly's definitely not looking the best for Ethereum. Daily bearish momentum's growing. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Bearish control zone on the RSI. And slight bearish engulfing on the daily candles. And the way that it just came up to the fib level, bounced, and now it's attempting to go to the downside further. That's definitely not looking that great. So if it does end up pulling back further, ideally we'd like to see the 618 fib level hold, or at the very least around 1,780. And as long as we end up getting a higher low on the monthly, it'll still be looking alright. One hour bullish divergence, bullish engulfing, bullish cross on the stochastic, and bearish momentum getting weaker. So looking alright on the 1 hour. Yeah, this is same as most assets. Tonight we're probably going to need to wait for more information to develop so we can get a better idea on what's more likely to happen. Yeah, we do have some 4 hour bullish divergence here as well, which is looking nice. So, no for sure more likely direction on where we should be going here. Going to wait for a few more days of information to develop on both Bitcoin and total crypto market cap, and that'll give us a better idea on what the altcoins are going to do. Alright, so let's see how the US stock market's holding up currently. So on the Dow Jones, we have the first bearish momentum on the monthly since October of 2020. So that's been quite a while here. Bearish cross on the stochastic on the monthly. Bearish engulfing going on the candles here. Weekly bearish momentum building, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearish engulfing on the candles. Daily bearish momentum building, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearish engulfing candles. So Dow Jones is definitely looking much more bearish than bullish currently. 4 hour bearish momentum building, bearish cross on the stochastic. We are oversold on the RSI, but we're also still bearishly engulfing on the candles. Yeah, we could definitely be looking nicer here, especially the way that some of the other stock indexes are looking around the world right now. Alright, so let's see how the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 are looking. Yeah, second month in a row of bearish momentum building on the MACD. First bearish momentum that we've had since October 2019. Bearish engulfing candle. Bearish cross on the stochastic. And the RSI is coming down around the neutral zone. Weekly bearish momentum attempting to build again. Stochastics coiling up. Bearish control zone on the RSI. And bearish engulfing on the candles. Bearish momentum's building on the daily, bearish cross on the stochastic. RSI is just around the oversold zone, and we're also bearish engulfing here on the candles. 4 hour bearish momentum building, bearish cross on the stochastic, around that oversold region on the RSI, and still bearish engulfing on the candles though. So, Nasdaq looks the same thing as the Dow Jones, definitely looks more bearish than bullish currently. Bearish momentum getting slightly weaker on the 1 hour, bullish cross on the stochastic, attempting to get back up above that 30 on the RSI, and just some consolidation going on the candle here. Overall, this asset is definitely looking more bearish than bullish right now, well, for both the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones. So I'm assuming that the S&P 500 looks relatively similar to this, so we'll take a look at that next and see how that's doing. Alright, Alright, monthly for the S&P 500, first bearish momentum that we've seen since July of 2020. Bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish engulfing on the candles, and just around 65 on the RSI, so attempting to get down towards neutral there. Bearish momentum's building on the 1 hour, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearish engulfing on the candles. Just consistent lower lows going on so far. And look like we're attempting to form another lower low this week. Bearish momentum's building on the daily here, bearish cross on the stochastic. The RSI is pretty close to oversold, but we're also bearish engulfing on the candles here. So all the stock indexes are definitely looking more bearish than bullish currently, which doesn't surprise me whatsoever the way that the other stock indexes around the world look currently. Bearish momentum continues to build on the 4 hour, bearish cross on the stochastic. We are oversold on the RSI, but we do continue to bearishly engulf on the candles. So yeah, all the stock indexes for the US stock market are looking pretty horrible right now, to be honest. So let's see how precious metals are looking. This was definitely one of the nicer looking asset classes currently. Alright, gold on the monthly. Bearish momentum continues to get significantly weaker. Very nice clear bullish cross on the stochastic. We are just slightly overbought on the RSI right now, but very beautiful bullish engulfing above that previous resistance zone I really wanted to see us get above. Bullish momentum is building here on the weekly MACD. Bullish cross on the stochastic. Overbought on the RSI, but still very nice bullish engulfing so far on the weekly. Yeah, I absolutely love the looks of this currently. The only real resistance that we have left for gold is the previous all-time high, which was 2,076. And once we break that, we're in price discovery mode, which I think there's a good amount of upside potential on gold currently. I wouldn't be surprised personally if we do see $3,000 to $5,000 an ounce on this asset class. Maybe a bit higher if we do see a hyperinflationary environment, which is looking like is possible. At the dead latest target I have in mind would be 10,000, but that would take an extreme scenario to get that high. Alright, so on the 4 hour, bullish momentum's getting a little weaker for now, but the stochastic's coiling up and attempting to cross bullish. Looking like we have a bit of a bull flag going on right here, so I'm liking the looks of the candles currently. And 1 hour, bearish momentum's building slightly, bearish cross on the stochastic. And we got some bearish divergence going on the candles. So maybe we see a bit of consolidation here, or maybe a slight pullback just to allow it to cool off a bit. But the larger time frames on gold are definitely looking much more bullish than bearish currently. So gold is probably one of my favorite looking assets for sure that I'll be talking about tonight. So with gold, we are already above pretty well all the major fib levels except for previous all-time highs. So let's take a look at silver and see how that's doing currently. Bearish momentum's getting weaker on silver, bullish cross on the stochastic, bullish control zone on the RSI, and a very nice bullish engulfing going on currently. Now on the weekly, bullish momentum getting significantly stronger. Very nice bullish cross here, bullish control zone on the RSI, lots of room to run to the upside. And I really like the looks of the bullish engulfing going on consistently each week here. Now whenever you look at that double bottom here and the bullish engulfing going on with the bullish momentum building, silver's looking really nice right now. The thing is, with silver, we're at a far nicer accumulation zone than gold currently. Gold is above the 236 fib level. Meanwhile, for silver, we're just slightly above the 618, which the 618 and under is typically where I begin to accumulate assets that I'm bullish on. Slight bearish cross on the stochastic. I do like the way that we got a higher high on the RSI though. And it's looking like we're trending up with more bullish momentum building on the MACD for the daily, but today it's just cooling off a little bit with some consolidation going on the candles, which that's to be expected after a nice rally like we've seen. A little bit of bearish momentum on the 4-hour, bearish cross on the stochastic. I like the way that the RSI is just flattening out here around the bullish control zone. And yeah, it's looking like consecutive higher highs and higher lows so far on the candles. Yeah, it's attempting to form support at previous resistance here. So yeah, overall I'm really liking the looks of silver right now. This would probably be my favorite asset I'm going to talk about today for both accumulation and potential to rally. Alright, let's see how US oil is looking. Yeah, this is a really crazy chart to take a look at right now. Alright, bullish momentum is building on the monthly for US oil. Bullish cross on the stochastic. We are slightly overbought on the RSI, but this is just a really crazy looking rally that oil's currently in. Bullish momentum continues to build on the weekly. Stochastic's coiling up. Quite overbought on the RSI, but just looking like it's attempting to do a clean break above the 236 fib level. This weak oil's just shot right up. Daily bullish momentum continues to build as well. Stochastic's coiling up like it's attempting to decide what to do. Quite oversold on the RSI. And looking like we are attempting to bullishly engulf today, but so far it's just consolidating here. 4-hour bullish momentum's getting weaker. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Some 4-hour bearish divergence though. So you can see the RSI goes from high to a lower high. Meanwhile, the candles are still trending up. So that would be a bearish divergence. So what that's showing is it's likely that we'll see at least some consolidation here, or maybe a minor pullback. If it just pulls back to around 114 to 113 roughly, this little area, could just form support at previous resistance off of this high. So I'm going to keep an eye on this to see how that plays out over the coming days. Honestly, after the rally oil scene, I wouldn't be surprised if it does get a slight bit more of a pullback, but it's looking quite parabolic right now. Very slight bearish momentum attempting to build on the 1-hour. Stochastic's starting to coil up a bit here. RSI's around neutral. And just a lot of consolidation going on the candles here. It's looking like it really doesn't want to pull back, but wouldn't surprise me if we do see a tiny bit of a pullback here. Yeah, I'm really liking the looks of oil on the 1-hour. Definitely going to be affecting the cost of living, especially with the way that fertilizer's going lately. So groceries and gas prices could definitely be getting pretty crazy. But just based off of what's going on here, it's looking like there's a very nice chance we're going to see continuation of uptrend. And if we see oil break previous all-time highs, which was 147.53, we could be looking at quite the rally on oil, especially whenever this goes into price discovery mode. I wouldn't be surprised if we see $200 for oil, or maybe even higher. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the NAAS protocols and see how those are holding up today. So Thor's up 5.6% on the day, so that's looking alright. Bullish momentum continues to build on the daily. Stochastic's cross bullish, and that very slight bullish divergence that we've seen looks like it's attempting to manifest into a tiny rally here. 4-hour bullish momentum growing. Stochastic is cross bearish though, and we're attempting to bullishly engulf on the candles. 1-hour bearish momentum getting weaker, bullish cross, neutral on the RSI. And just some consolidation going on here. So Thor's looking alright, but I would like to see a bit more of a confirmation. So if we get a high above, let's see, if it breaks about $50 to $55 USD and we get a nice high above there, we'll start to be looking nicer at that point, but I'm still going to be keeping a close eye on this because definitely could still go a bit lower. Starting to show a bit more signs of life than it was though on Thor, so that's looking nice. Power is down pretty significantly on the day though, 8.2%. Bearish momentum's getting a little weaker on the daily. Stochastic is currently cross bearish but coiling up though. Bearish control zone on the RSI with still got a bit more room to go to the downside if it wants to. And just consolidating here, but it looks like it's in a tiny downtrend still. Bearish momentum's kind of just consolidating. Got a little bit of bearish momentum getting lost on this 4-hour candle, but still not looking great, especially with that little downtrend we're in. RSI is currently oversold. And just some consolidation going on this 4-hour candle so far. Stochastic is coiling up on the 1-hour. Bearish momentum getting slightly weaker. We do have some 1-hour bullish divergence. And very small attempt at bullish engulfing here. So power is definitely not looking as nice as Thor is right now. But a little bit of bullish divergence on it. So could be looking worse, but I think this look more bearish than bullish still in power. Alright, let's see how milk is looking today. Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice rally. We're up 17.69% on the day for milk. Bullish cross on the stochastic. Bullish engulfing on the candles. Bullish momentum building on the 4-hour. Cross bullish on the stochastic. Still more room on the RSI to run to the upside if it wants to. And we also got some nice bullish engulfing going on the candles. 1 hour, stochastic's coiled up, slightly overbought, and a little bit of bearish divergence on the 1 hour. And still in a nice little uptrend here on the 1 hour, but I'm just seeing some consolidation here, especially after we got that little bearish divergence there. So ideally, I would like to see milk get above this $31.77 level, and if it breaks above there, it'll be looking a lot nicer. But until then, I'll be keeping a close eye on this to see what's going on. Once we get some confirmation highs and lows, we'll be looking a lot nicer, especially with the little rally that we've had on it so far. So yeah, milk is actually looking nicer than both Thor and power currently, which is surprising me. Alright, now let's see how Alliance Block is holding up. Yeah, if there's anything that you guys want me to check out for you tonight, just let me know and then I'll take a look at that for you. So, bearish momentum is getting weaker on the weekly. Stochastic is coiled up and pretty close to oversold on the RSI, but we are bearishly engulfing for now. Was looking much nicer when we had the inverse head and shoulders going on, but that was just invalidated by this little downtrend we've got currently. Bullish momentum's getting weaker on the MACD, bearish cross on the stochastic, and RSI is oversold. Bearish momentum getting weaker on the 4 hour. Stochastics coiled up. Are oversold on the RSI and bearishly engulfing currently. Bullish momentum getting weaker on the 1 hour. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Oversold on the RSI and just some consolidation going on the 1 hour. So I'm going to wait for more information to develop on this asset, but this was definitely looking much nicer whenever we had that inverse head and shoulders, which looked like it was attempting to play out. But then once we seen a bit more of a pullback in the total crypto market, just came back down with it, so invalidated the pattern we had. Yeah, I wouldn't say this looks quite bearish yet, but it's looking much more bearish than it was whenever we had that inverse head and shoulders going on. So I'm just going to wait for a bit more information to develop on this asset, and we'll see how that works out over the next few days. Alright, Casper Labs. Bullish momentum continues to get weaker. Stochastic is cross bearish. Bearish engulfing on the candles, so that's not really looking that great. Weekly could definitely be looking better. And daily, bearish momentum's building on the MACD, bearish cross on the stochastic. Oversold on the RSI though, so I like that. And bearish engulfing still on the candles. So I'd say Casper Labs is looking more bearish than bullish currently, and it's kind of just attempting to hold on to this last support level here. If this breaks, it could be in for quite a significant pullback. Four-hour bearish momentum getting slightly weaker, bullish divergence. Still cross bearish on the stochastic, but the candles are showing some consolidation going on right now. 1 hour bearish momentum attempting to build, bearish cross on the stochastic, bullish divergence on the RSI, but attempting to bearishly engulf. So even the smaller time frames is looking more bearish than bullish on Casper Labs, but this will probably depend heavily on what happens with the total crypto market cap over the next few days. Alright, let's see how Quant's looking today. Attempting to bearishly engulf on the monthly. A little bit of consolidation here on the weekly so far. Not really much going on there. Stochastic's coiled up under the 20, so it's really attempting to decide what to do there. And the RSI is more around the bearish control zone currently. Bullish momentum's getting weaker on the daily. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Bearish control zone on the RSI. And attempting to bearishly engulf. So it's not looking as bad as a couple of assets are currently, but depending on whatever happens with the total crypto market cap, it's likely just going to be the same thing that we see on Quant. 4 hour bearish momentum getting weaker, bearish cross on the stochastic. Bearish control zone on the RSI, but just a lot of consolidation going on. And 1 hour bearish momentum just slightly weaker on this hour, but not really a lot going on there. Stochastic's coiled up like it's attempting to decide what to do. RSI is more around the bearish control zone. And just consolidation going on the candle. So same thing as most cryptos, we're just going to wait for more information to develop over the next few days, but Quant is looking nicer than some other cryptos are currently. Alright, so let's see how Hex is looking tonight. Pretty well neutral on the RSI for the monthly, but we are bearishly engulfing. Stochastic is crossed bearish on the weekly, bearish momentum is building on the weekly, bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearish engulfing just hugging the 786 fib level. So if we see the 786 fib level break, I may begin to enter this asset, as once we get under the 786, where I'll typically accumulate heavier bags of assets I'm bullish on, and once we're under the 618 is where I'll start accumulation. So if we see the 786 fib level break and gets down around this area, there's a good chance that I'll be making my first entry into Hex, especially the closer that we get to the bottom of the fib extension here. Daily, bearish momentum's getting a bit weaker, stochastic's coiling up like it's attempting to decide what to do. We do have some daily bullish divergence, at least for now, but we are still bearishly engulfing and attempting to engulf under the fib level here. Bullish momentum is getting weaker on the 4 hour, bearish cross on the stochastic, very slightly oversold on the RSI with bearish engulfing going on the candles. And 1 hour, that's significant bearish momentum building. Stochastic is cross bearish but starting to coil up. RSI is oversold, but very clear bearish engulfing going on the candles here. So Hex is looking more bearish than bullish to me currently. So if we start to see that get down to around the 5 cent level, maybe a bit lower, we'll see how it all plays out. I'll likely start to accumulate Hex at that point. Alright, let's see how VVS is looking tonight. Yeah, if there's nothing that you guys want me to check out for you tonight, I'll probably take a look at a few more assets and then call it a night. Bearish momentum is building on the daily. Stochastic is coiled up like it's attempting to decide what to do. RSI is just hugging the oversold zone. And looking like it's just consecutive lower highs and lower lows on the daily candles. So that's not really looking the greatest right now. Bearish momentum's getting slightly weaker on the 4 hour with a bullish cross on the stochastic. Bullish divergence on the RSI, so that's at least looking alright. And it's attempting to bullishly engulf on the 4 hour candle. 1 hour, bearish momentum getting weaker, bullish cross on the stochastic, bullish engulfing on the candles, and we were just oversold and now it's attempting to get back around neutral on the RSI. I wouldn't really be surprised if we do see a bit more downside on VVS, especially if the total crypto market cap keeps pulling back. But if we see crypto come back around and both Bitcoin and total crypto market cap begin to run again, this asset is at a phenomenal accumulation zone currently. So anything at 0.00003 and under, that would be at least a 15x to previous all-time highs. So really great risk-reward ratio on this asset, especially with the fundamentals of what this asset does. VVS would probably be my favorite DeFi 1.0 protocol currently. Alright, Cardano. Bearish momentum continues to get weaker on the weekly. Stochastic's coiling up. RSI is just hugging the oversold region, but we're bearishly engulfing on the candles. Bearish momentum building on the daily, bearish cross on the stochastic. Still room on the RSI to go to the downside further if it wants to, and we're bearishly engulfing on the candles here. A 4 hour. Bearish momentum's kind of just flat to the last candle. Consolidation on the candles here. Bullish divergence on the RSI. And the stochastic is still cross bearish. On the 1 hour, bearish momentum getting weaker. Stochastic's coiling up. 1 hour bullish divergence as well. And very slight bullish engulfing on the candles currently. Pretty consistent downtrend that we're in here. Just lower low, lower low, lower low, going all the way down. Yeah, there's not really that much for support once we broke around the dollar level. Yeah, it looks like it's just attempting to hold around 80 cents to about a dollar, or 80 to 93 cents roughly. And 4 hour, yeah, not really looking great either. It's looking like it's at least attempting to hold this region, but if total crypto market cap does continue to pull back further, I think there's definitely going to be some more downside on this asset. Once it drops down to around the 786 level and under, I may begin to accumulate Cardano, but I'll wait to see how that plays out at the time, and if we see some more signs of reversal then. Alright, Dogecoin. Bearish engulfing on the weekly. Cross bearish on the stochastic. Bearish control zone on the RSI with more room to go to the downside. Daily bearish momentum building. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Still room on the RSI on the daily to go to the downside. And bearish engulfing on the candles here. Bearish momentum getting slightly weaker on this 4 hour candle, and the stochastic's coiling up like it's attempting to decide what to do. 4 hour bullish divergence though, so that's at least looking alright. Oh, actually no bullish divergence, this is actually a very slightly lower low. And the candle's just consolidating here at this level. 1 hour bearish momentum getting weaker, bullish cross on the stochastic, getting pretty close to neutral on the RSI, and bullishly engulfing here. So no signs of immediate reversal, but we are definitely at a very nice accumulation zone on this asset currently. Previous all-time highs was just shy of 75 cents, and right now we're trading at about 11.86 cents USD on Doge. So anything below the fib level extensions, which we are currently on Doge, great accumulation zone. Well, phenomenal accumulation zone if you're bullish on the asset. So I've been accumulating Doge as soon as we broke under the fib levels here. I've just been consistently accumulating all the way down here. Yeah, could definitely be looking better currently. So going to wait for some more signs of reversal here. But if we do see Bitcoin and the total crypto market cap turn back around, there's just so much upside potential on this asset. I really like the looks of Doge for accumulation zone. Alright, Shiba Inu, the other dog coin. Bearish momentum's getting weaker on the weekly. Stochastic is coiling up. Still cross bearish though. Pretty close to the bearish control zone on the RSI, and we're attempting to bearishly engulf under the 786 fib level. Bearish momentum building on the daily, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI on the daily, and just slight bearish engulfing and under the 786 fib level. So I may begin to accumulate Shiba Inu at these levels, as I typically begin to pick up heavier bags once we get under the 786 fib level, which it's looking like it's attempting to get a clear break under here. If we see it break below 0.00001772, it's going to very likely get a significant pullback at this point. So if we ever seen SHIB get down to around 0.0000883, I'll definitely be picking up some crazy bags at those prices. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens with total crypto market cap and everything for the next little while. If we see total crypto market cap and Bitcoin starting to come back around, maybe it'll hold this as a bottom around this area here. And I'm liking the way on the 4 hour that's starting to round out a bit with the 4 hour bullish divergence. Stochastic is still cross bearish though. And on the 1 hour, tiny bit of bullish momentum attempting to build, bullish cross on the stochastic, bullish divergence on the RSI. and just very slight attempt at bullish engulfing on the candles. So smaller time frames looks like it's consolidating and at least attempting to hold these levels, but the larger time frames could still be looking a bit better. So I'm going to see how everything develops on the coming days, same with most cryptos right now. Alright, so let's see how nickel futures are looking currently, because that just took a real crazy spike so far this month. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. So back in 2017, nickel was trading at $7.25 roughly. 2021, we got as high as so 1,566 is what we hit just towards the end of 2021, which that itself seems pretty crazy at the time, but now it looks like we're just seeing hyperinflation on this asset. Just since last month, we have gone from 1,872 to 3,795. That's just absolutely parabolic and vertical at this point. So we're definitely going to be feeling this affect the cost of living. Between oil, wheat, nickel, copper, all these commodities are beginning to inflate at crazy rates. So we're going to see this both affect the price of gas, cost of living, cost of groceries is going to exponentially increase just very quickly is my assumption by the looks of some of these charts. So yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting ride for the next little while. Let's see how copper futures are looking. I know it's nothing as dramatic as that right now. Still a pretty strong uptrend currently, but definitely nothing like what we see on nickel yet. Okay, so the previous all-time high back in 2010 was $4, 4.6265. So now it's looking like just broke up above, retesting and confirming the uptrend. So maybe we will see some form of crazy momentum like we see on nickel. Not saying that will happen because that was just a really excessive crazy quick pump on nickel, but I wouldn't be that surprised either with the current events going on. Yeah, we'll definitely coming back to copper in a couple of future streams to see if anything ends up playing out like we see on nickel. Let's see how wheat futures are looking right now. Yeah, wheat futures are definitely looking quite crazy as well. So the previous high that we seen back in 2008, which this was relatively short-lived, spiked up to 1,067. And right now we're up to 1,311. So it's been, let's see, Yeah, pretty close to a 30% increase from the previous all-time highs that we seen back in '08. Which the last time that we seen anything similar to this was the 2008 financial crisis. So the fact that we see this type of movement going on right now should tell us quite a lot, because a lot of you know what happened back in 2008 and it wasn't pretty. Personally, I'm thinking there's a fair chance we may see something even worse than 2008 play out over the coming weeks and months, which I don't like the sounds of that myself, but it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out, to say the least. Alright, let's see fertilizer. So, fertilizer, this plays one of the biggest roles in the cost of groceries. So if we see the prices of fertilizer beginning to go really crazy, that's going to have a very negative effect on groceries. Yeah, so back during 2020, we've seen fertilizer going as low as $66.80. Right now, we've seen a spike all the way up to $208. Now we're trading just shy of $200 at $196.86. So if we see a continuation of the uptrend on fertilizer, and it just continues to trend up, it'll probably take around harvest season for us to really start to feel the pinch. So a couple of months before we'll really start to notice the effects of this. But fertilizer price doubling, that could, well, it's not could, it very likely is going to affect the cost of groceries quite a lot. If I'm not mistaken, nitrogen, which would be one of the main ingredients in fertilizer, the main source for that was coming from Russia. So the current situation going on with all the sanctions against Russia, I'm thinking it's very likely that we're going to see a continuation of this uptrend, which means groceries are just going to be getting exponentially expensive in the coming weeks and months. Yeah, so current economic situation's definitely not really looking that great. Alright, so let's see how the European stock market's currently looking. Alright, on the monthly we have the first bearish momentum since November 2020. Very clear bearish cross on the stochastic. Getting more around the bearish control zone on the RSI. And very clear bearish engulfing on the candles here. Bearish momentum building on the weekly. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Quite oversold on the RSI, but very clear bearish engulfing on the weekly candles as well. Yeah, the daily just looks horrible as well. Yeah, that's quite a lot of bearish momentum here on the MACD for the daily. Stochastic is coiling up like it's attempting to decide what to do under the 20 zone. Quite oversold on the RSI, but very clear bearish engulfing here on the candles. Bit of bearish momentum getting weaker here on the 4 hour. bullish cross on the stochastic. RSI is quite oversold, but looking like the candles are attempting to continue to bearishly engulf here. Yeah, same thing with the 1 hour, looking like it's attempting to bearishly engulf again. The RSI got up pretty close to neutral, and now it's looking like it's attempting to come down again. We do have a bullish cross on the stochastic with a bit of bullish momentum on the 1 hour though. Smaller time frames looks like it's attempting to hold this level, but just the way that the larger time frames look, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we see more downside on the stock index here. You know, if there's nothing else that you guys want me to check out for you tonight, I'm probably going to call it a night here. Alright, have a great evening. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.
See through it all. We're foolproof, baby. In a cold, cold world. When it gets too crazy, see through it all. We're foolproof, baby. We're foolproof. Foolproof, baby. We're foolproof. We're foolproof, baby. In a cold, cold world. When it gets too crazy, see through it all. We're foolproof, baby. We're foolproof. Staying on, what would be the chances we got? Time is